So we move on to the Europa League, and it is now getting very tasty. We're into the latter stages of this competition, quarter-final stage, and we have CSKA Moscow at the Emirates to start off with, and then the return leg will be next Thursday out in Moscow. Now, big up anybody who is actually going to travel away to Moscow. I'll talk more about that on my preview next week for that game. But let's focus on the game tomorrow night, Thursday evening at the Emirates. Like I said, we have Moscow, the same Moscow that beat Lyon. They beat them quite comprehensively in the end. I know it ended up being 3-3 on aggregate. They lost at home to Lyon out in Moscow. They lost 1-0. So they had to go to Lyon and they had to put a shift in to be able to get into a position where they even qualify. Or have a chance of qualifying. And lo and behold, they spanked 3 away goals against Lyon. Now, to put that into context, that's pretty big. That's almost as good as them winning the Europa League, that result. To score 3 goals away to Lyon, who are going to be hosting the final of this competition as well. So obviously Lyon are going to put in that extra 5-10% effort. And for them to go there and do what they did, fair play to them. And we're going to have to be bang up for this game. Now, I did mention in my review of the game at the weekend against Stoke that if we turn up at the Emirates in this game against Moscow, how we did for 75 minutes against Stoke City, I can see Moscow beating us. They're going to come, they're going to camp, they're going to park the bus, and they're going to try and hit us on the break. They have got some tricky players. They've got some pacey players as well. I'm not even going to sit here and do a disservice to them by even trying to butcher their names. Although I did go through their team sheet and I did try pronouncing them. And yeah, let's just say that didn't really go to plan. So I'm not going to butcher their names, but they have got some very technically gifted players and they are very quick on the counter-attack as well. So we're going to have to be on it. I do think, however, that we are going to win this game. But what worries me is if they score an away goal. And if they scored the first goal of the evening, for example, you know, how would the crowd, the ones that bothered to turn up, how would they react? Especially if it was the first goal of the night and it was for Moscow. So, you know, listen, I've said all season, I want to win this competition. Now we're in the quarter-final stage. Lyon, where the final is in touching distance. We're, 5 games away now? So 5 games from winning this competition. So why not go all out? I've said before, the Premier League, it's irrelevant. It's been done and dusted. We are miles away from finishing in the top 4. And we're stratospheres away from finishing top of the table. So why not just play the kids and some of the lesser players, give them a run out in the Premier League and then put all of our eggs into this basket, the Europa League. Obviously, we can rotate because we don't want to have just, you know, players playing once every 3 weeks or whatever, which is probably what it'll be. I think the first leg of the semi-final is on the 26th of April. So, you know, if we're going to only go with a set squad for the Europa League, they're only going to play 3 games this month. Well, that can't work. So yeah, I'd rest the main guys, but I would give them a little 20 minutes, half-hour run out here and there in the Premier League because I want these players fit and raring to go and ready so we can compete for this competition. Now, obviously, we're up against Atletico Madrid in this competition, Lazio, Leipzig. There's some still good teams in this competition. So Moscow as well, let's be real. They've got this far and they've beaten Lyon, like I've said. Now, I'm going to get into my 1 to 11 for this game. I do think, before I do that, I just want to say as well, my condolences to Ray Wilkins and anyone connected to Ray Wilkins. Such tragic news about Ray Wilkins. I listened to him on TalkSport. He sounds like such a nice fella, always respectful, speaks absolute sense all the time. So massive loss for him, for his family and for his loved ones, and a massive loss for the footballing world as well. So yeah, sad news. Anyway, on to my 1 to 11 for this game. I am going to go with Ospina in goal. Petr Cech did train. I did listen to Wenger's press conference. Yes, he has got his voice back. Funny that. But yes, Petr Cech did train, but Ospina is the cup goalkeeper. That's set in stone. That ain't changing. Right back, I am going to go with Hector Bellerin. Purely and simply because I don't think that Maitland-Niles is any good at right back. I think he's a lot better at left back. So I can't see Wenger changing that. So Bellerin it is. Left back, Nacho Monreal. That's based on the fact that he's probably been our best player this season. And the fact that Kolasinac, according to Arsene Wenger, can't play in a back four. And I'm going with a back four. Centre backs, obviously Laurent Koscielny missed the game against Stoke at the weekend. I think that was with this game in mind. So Koscielny's back in the team. Shame really, because I thought Chambers did pretty well at the weekend, but it is what it is. Koscielny is back in the team. Next to him, I am going with Mustafi. Played a lot better at the weekend as well. Normally he's diving in and he's rash and he's all over the place like a headless chicken. But at the weekend against Stoke, he actually composed himself and done really well. So yeah, that's my back four for this game. Now, on to midfield. I'm going with two in front of that back four. The first one is Granit Xhaka. Rested at the weekend, made a substitute appearance, and done pretty well when he came on. Obviously, the game opened up a little bit more once he came on, and yeah, we ended up getting the goal. So yeah, Granit Xhaka. Now, this is where I have a bit of a dilemma. I could have gone with Jack. I could have gone with Aaron Ramsey. I'm actually going to go with Aaron Ramsey for this because I don't think Jack Wilshere covered himself in glory against Stoke City. I thought he was one of the worst players on the pitch. Sloppy. He looked so far off the pace. And we can't afford to have anyone off the pace. So as much as I love Jack, he ain't starting for me. So my pairing is Granit Xhaka and Aaron Ramsey. Now I'm going to go with a free behind the striker. That free is going to be Danny Welbeck on the left. Yep, he ain't starting up front. See a funny stat today that Cristiano Ronaldo has scored more career hat-tricks than Danny Welbeck has scored career goals. Yep, so Danny Welbeck's going on the left wing. Providing he's fit. Wenger did say that he trained as well. So yeah, if he's fit, then he's going left wing. Right wing, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Another one who was rested at the weekend. Actually came on in the second half as well. And we actually saw the front four all working together. So yeah, that was really good. I was over the moon with that as well. And we're not going to see the best of all these players together until next season. I've said that since we signed Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan. But it is what it is for now. So yeah, Mkhitaryan, he's bedded in very well since he's been here. Yes, he's had a couple of shit performances. But that's Arsenal. That's football in general. So, but Mkhitaryan starts for me on the right side. Mesut Ozil in the centre of the three, behind the striker. So we can call it a number 10 position, I suppose. Again, not great at the weekend. Seemed to come alive when Lacazette come on. And obviously there was that through ball he put through to Aubameyang. So yeah, let's hope that we see more of that tomorrow night. And let's hope Lacazette's on the end of them putting him in, because he's my striker for the game. Let me know what you guys think on that starting lineup. Let me know whether you think that I'm making a mistake with dropping Jack. Let me know if you think Jack will start the game. Obviously, I'm not in charge of the team. I'm just picking my team. So, you know, it's not set in stone what I pick. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave your comments down below. And don't forget to like the video if you're liking the content. Next week, ironically, on Thursday next week, when we play the away tie, is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So keep your eyes out. I'll be putting a little video together as well as a preview for that game as well. But before I go, I'm going to go with a score prediction of Arsenal 3, CSKA Moscow 0. Don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Instagram, LeeGunner82. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.